Hey, welcome back everybody. Hope all's well with you guys. Have a very special video that I want to make today. I really hope you guys appreciate it. I think a lot of you will. Let's get right into it. The only thing that stays consistent is the grind. Keep on grinding. Ever since I started this channel, I get a lot of younger people popping onto the channel, asking questions, and I think that's fantastic. The fact that we have an amazing group of people out there who are growing up just like a lot of the old timers on this channel, including myself. You know, as we were growing up, we didn't have things like YouTube to be able to talk to other people who've experienced more, people who have that, you know, that life experience, who've spent the money on jewelry, who've done this and done that, who've worn the large millimeters and all that crazy stuff. We weren't able to talk to people like that. You know, maybe we saw a couple of people around, but we didn't have that tight-knit community. And what's amazing about this channel is that all of the viewers, every single viewer on this channel, you guys are appreciated so much by me, but also by the rest of the community, because you guys are helping each other on this channel. That's what this channel was about. I saw a need on YouTube for people to have measurements as far as sizes go, as far as lengths go, you know, widths go, and all that stuff. I saw that need because I didn't feel like the community was really fulfilling that need. See some amazing stuff on YouTube as far as what things look like and things like that. But as far as perspective, I thought we needed a better perspective, a different perspective. And you know, a few $1,000s later on a camera and a lens, and here we are on this channel. Thank you all for supporting this community. Ever since this channel popped up, I've had a lot of younger people hit me up, whether it's in a comment on YouTube or in an Instagram DM, and they ask me, what size chain do you think I should go with? Now, I'm talking about, you know, 14-year-old young men, you know, 13 years old, you know, 16 years old, 18 years old, all the way up to older than me, asking questions on sizes. But when it comes to the younger people, I get asked a lot, what do you think I should go with? Should I go with like a 22-inch 10mm chain, you know, Miami Cuban, or, you know, a 20-inch 8mm rope chain, things like that. Now, I wanted to make this video because I feel like it would be good in case you are a younger person thinking about starting out on your jewelry journey. Maybe you just discovered jewelry, or maybe it's something you've been looking at for a while, and you want to know what you should start out with. Being young is not easy. It's definitely something that is difficult, and I give you guys a lot of props trying to make it through your youth alive, because it's definitely an uncomfortable place to be. You got to deal with a whole bunch of people who you don't want to deal with a lot of the time. But the same thing happens when you're an adult at the end of the day. That's just what happens too. But it's a little bit different. You don't want to, in my opinion, be walking around a high school or on the baseball field or wherever the case might be wearing a 20-inch or, you know, 22-inch 10mm Miami Cuban. You don't want to be walking home from school or hanging out with your friends wherever you're hanging out wearing an 8mm or 10mm rope chain. And that's because of the danger involved, okay? If you like that chain, you're going to have a whole bunch of other people who like that chain too. And younger people, honestly, they don't always make the best decisions. You know, there's a lot of people out there, when they're younger, they do things they regret. And you don't want to be on the other side of someone's regret, if you know what I mean. You don't want to have something expensive hanging around your neck, catching attention from everybody, and hope that you can make it home safely. That's a real concern. That's a real concern, especially since the world we're living in is getting worse and worse by the day. Truly, that's what's happening. So I would recommend highly, if you're gonna purchase a chain, go with a smaller width. Length is another story, because you guys might not be at your top as far as growth. I stopped growing when I was a little kid. I'm only 5'6", so I'm a small person. But depending on your height, you may want to change your length, your actual length of the chain. You know what I mean? Depending on your size, as far as, you know, your build goes, you might not be fully grown yet. So if you go purchasing a very expensive chain at a young age, you might grow out of that chain, and then you're never going to recoup the same money you spent on it. Let me tell you right now, I'm sure a lot of the people on this channel can let you know, if you sell a chain, very likely you are not going to get anywhere near what you paid for it initially. Gold, in a way, is an investment, but in my opinion, it's more of an investment in your happiness. That's what it is. Gold or silver, But But speaking of silver, I would recommend to you, if you guys don't mind silver, checking into silver. If you want something beautiful, pure, natural, and you don't want to do gold because maybe it's too expensive, maybe you don't want to put a ton of money into something, and then as you get older, your style changes and you've spent 10 grand on a chain or however much it might be, and now you're regretting it. Because believe me when I tell you, your style changes drastically. One minute you like this, and then the next, couple years later, you like something else. That happens to adults too. So it's not easy, but when you're an adult, you kind of have more of a level playing field as far as what you like. So I recommend getting something less expensive. There's tons of beautiful stuff out there. Get something plated if you want. Maybe some vermeil.
Vermeil.
So you have silver chain covered with gold on top, maybe a vermeil.
Vermeil.
Something along those lines. Something that's going to be cheaper. Don't put all your money into something that you may get stolen from you or regret having gotten. You'll never recoup that money back. At the end of the day, when you have chains, when you have expensive jewelry, it's a nice thing to have, but it can be a burden because you need to care for it. And you want to be responsible. You want to make sure that you're not going to get robbed, or a younger person might end up getting robbed. It's less likely, I think, that an older person is probably going to get in trouble like that. So I'm just trying to look out for you guys. I'm trying to tell you guys the things that I didn't know when I was your age. I recommend buying less expensive stuff, learning what you like, and so forth. But if you're dead set on buying a solid gold piece, my recommendation would be buying maybe, like, for example, if you're around, the 15, 16 age, something along that line, maybe getting a flat curb of a certain width that you like, maybe a 3mm flat curb, or a rope chain. If you want a good amount of bling for your buck, a rope chain or a flat curb, those are the things you should be going for, in my opinion. I would not be dropping a ton of money on a Miami Cuban at that point in time. You'll spend a ton of money on getting a small Miami Cuban and get very little show out of it at the end of the day for the money relative to what the money you spent. I hope this video helped. I hope you guys appreciate it. I respect and have love for all you guys out there, whether you're young or old, but I want to do my best to try to help the younger viewers. Reach out, guys. If you're a young viewer in this audience, reach out to the community, because there's so many experienced, beautiful people on this channel who can help you in what you want to do as far as your age and as far as your sizing and all that stuff. All right? Be safe, guys. Welcome to the community, and catch you guys at the next video.